Welcome to your weekly corner Späti. We have the full gang here for the first time in a while. Yulia does not have coronavirus, actually.
Yay!
But yeah, so join with Yulia.
Well, I'm first this time, so
Yeah, so
honored.
nice to meet you.
Honored.
And Rob.
Hello.
And Kieran.
Coffee will never fade.
and of course myself, Nick.
I've had that too. When you get too high, you just gotta relax, man. Chill out.
No.
It'll go. It'll go. Don't worry.
Keep going.
Don't worry. Come on. You know.
You're stuck like this forever, Kieran. You're like a
Nick, you're a bad trip.
I'm the first one.
If someone gets their like animal high, it's stuck high like forever.
The Mayans
forever.
actually predicted that the first person to never come down again would be a boy named Kieran Dold in Berlin, Germany on September 11th.
Yeah.
Did you know
2020.
that caffeine? What's the word?
Mayans also predicted 9/11.
I forgot the word. Well, it's bad for anxieties.
Oh, yeah, no, it's terrible for anxiety. But don't worry, my entire thought process right now is I'm literally like visualizing in my head, opening the start menu on a Windows 95 computer and bringing up that mouse game where you played as the mouse to trap the cats in the corner and then they would turn into cheese.
Nice.
I don't know.
Sounds
that one.
delicious.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's vaguely bringing back memories.
I've never had anxiety. I mean, I drink a lot of caffeine and I have anxiety, and I've never exacerbated my anxiety. I got to say, caffeine.
Yeah, so the super great thing that like, okay, so I'm having a kid, so I'm examining my entire life and all the choices that I was made and like how I was parented and whatnot. And like what do I want to do with my kid? What don't I want to do with my kid? I probably don't want to make the soda of choice in the Dole household Diet Coke and get my 7-year-old addicted to caffeine. And then we all wonder why he stops growing at the age of 12. Yeah.
So you're saying that Kieran could have been a baller?
Is it?
I wish I was a little bit.
Is that true?
What? That I've been addicted to caffeine since I was 7? Yes.
No, but my neighbor's parents always said that my friend wasn't allowed to drink cola because she wouldn't grow anymore, and that's why I'm so tiny because I drink cola.
I'm
tiny.
Not tiny.
I don't know about the caffeine stunting growth thing, but I was like a super fucking tall king as a 12-year-old.
No, but come on, that just happens to some people.
And then as a 14-year-old, I was an all right height, and now I'm just this.
Yeah,
I was tiny and I grew at some point.
Reminds me of
Kieran
a classic Donald Trump tweet. I've never seen a tall person drinking Diet Coke. Get it?
Yeah. Kieran could dunk on fools and no longer.
All right, let's start the episode.
Yeah.
I was actually in my basketball team.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a silver medal.
For
First loser. Oh.
Boo.
Yeah. So Europe is on one again. It is not like
We'll tell you when it's off.
Yeah, it'll never be off. I love it. I love doing a show about Europe. It's so great because
I'm sitting here in my EU pullover, sweater, hoodie, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, just
with American words, English words.
Jumper.
Jumper. Thank you. That's it. Jumper.
It's a jumper.
Yulia's clapbacking that genocide is good actually with her EU pullover.
Like,
it's good
austerity
that,
just makes me.
The Greek government are kidnapping refugees in the middle of the night and just sending them back to Turkey.
I want you to do genocide at my house.
You know what's funny? It wouldn't be the first time that the Greek government kidnapped children. Do you want to know one of the other times of that happening?
Oh, here we go. Greek history 101.
I feel like if I say no, I'm going to hear it anyway.
So this is actually relatively recent.
So it's the moon, you see.
Yeah.
Someone witched the moon.
No, this was like maybe...
Democracy was actually invented by an Egyptian child that we kidnapped
exactly.
in antiquity.
No. This happened like 20 years ago or so that they found a kid who was Roma.
Oh, I know that
and
story.
they just kidnapped it because
it was blonde?
It had recessive genetic traits that do not show up that often amongst the Roma population of blonde hair, blue eyes. Yep. And they're like, this kid is not yours, it is stolen. So they kidnapped the child.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. I know that story. Yep.
Yeah.
Fun.
You need a license to be blonde-haired and blue eyes.
In Greece, yeah.
Yeah. Oh Christ. Okay, so let's start with like some of the funner topics. If I remember our running order correctly, we're talking about Serbia. Let's talk some Serbian shit.
Sorry.
Do you like the way I say Serbia?
I just have to think of that video.
Yeah, you gotta think of the video.
All right, someone describe the video, please.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful video. We might be able to. It's great. Anyway, so the president of Kosovo and the president of Serbia.
They met at the White House.
and Vucic.
Yep, good. Good, because I only knew the name of one
They
of them.
got together, they smoked blunt together and said, hey, you're all right.
I recognize you. I see you. Kosovo,
I don't recognize your borders, but I see you.
Yeah. There was I see you. You're Serbian. You run an autonomous region of Serbia.
What's up, my Serbian brother?
There was a lot of weird EU news that was kind of like, hey, there was a lot of hype made about this deal. They went to the White House and there was going to be a deal signed, and they're like, oh, finally the Serbia-Kosovo conflict will be. And no, you idiot, stop it.
I love how Europeans just fell for the Donald Trump 1-2 of going to the White House and making a fucking deal with the fucking master of making deals.
And of course, it's just about you guys.
Yeah, no, and there's nothing else tied into it. Oh, by the way, what about this fucking question of Jerusalem with the fucking...
Just to go back, has a U.S. president ever, done a deal actually, the Camp David Accords or whatever? Nothing. They just do the photo op. Every president, it's the same thing again and again. They're
but Donald Trump doesn't know that. I think he legitimately thinks that he's there and gonna do a deal.
I think they told him, because it's election year, they're like, all right, we got to get some juice, we got to get some positive press, and they're like, we should do a deal, and it's like, all right, what deals? What deals are there in the world?
I mean, the North Korea
problems
thing didn't work out that well.
It did work out. The North Korea thing worked out perfectly well. That Donald Trump even tweeted the other day of nothing can stop my man Kim Jong-un.
I know. I saw that. I showed that tweet to you.
Yeah,
actually.
exactly. Yeah.
Don't underestimate the Kims.
That was the EU, the Brussels bubble press idea was okay, it's election year. He's obviously trying to win some brownie points. No one gives a fuck about the Kosovo-Serbia conflict.
They don't know what Kosovo is.
They don't know. If you tell the average American Kosovo, they'll be like, yes, I'll have that on top too, please. Thank you. No one knows what the fuck that is.
It's interesting that they choose America, of course, because Kosovo, I mean, we all know the story
Kosovo
about Kosovo.
legit is a NATO fucking op.
If they didn't use the euro, they would have Bill Clinton on their money.
Well, yeah, exactly. They have a huge ass statue of Bill Clinton in Pristina, a bronze statue. And just in case you don't see the monument, you have a huge ass poster of Bill Clinton on one of the fucking buildings.
It says mission accomplished.
Yeah. And he visits them from time to time. He does just a few years, 2 years ago or something, he was there again, just visiting, hanging out with the people.
It's sad because
playing the saxophone.
It's sad they ran out of funding because they were going to have a bronze statue of one of those Epstein kidnapped children giving him a massage behind him, but the funding,
I really love.
This is the thing, though, is that everyone thinks that Bill Clinton's big Arsenio Hall moment where he plays saxophone.
Oh yeah.
Happened
black president, baby.
Yeah. Happened, on the set of Arsenio Hall. No, it actually happened. It was, taped in front of a live Kosovar Albanian audience.
Yes.
The first Dua Lipa song was actually played on saxophone
by Bill Clinton.
Yeah, it was Dua Lipa in the studio. It was we need the best saxophone session musician.
I got one for you.
Live from Pristina. It's Bill Clinton.
Live from Greater Serbia. Greater Albania.
So the deal.
So the deal was hyped up in EU press as possibly being something, big for Trump. That even if he did get international, widely accepted recognition of Kosovo as a country, I don't think the American population will give a fuck. So what actually happened? But the other side of this was people were scared. No, he's just going to do some sort of idiotic land swap deal where a town in Kosovo that's primarily ethnic Serbian will just be handed over or something or whatever. Not even that happened. The deal was
better economic relations.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was just
that's the best deal for Trump, though.
I know.
That just shows that
that's the art of the deal.
Exactly.
I mean,
he's so good at this shit.
That's all Vucic wanted. There was pretty heavy tariffs in Kosovo on Serbian goods.
I'm wondering what are Serbian goods, but racism.
Orthodox.
It's only racist if it comes from the racist region of Serbia. Yeah. I hate how easily.
Otherwise, it's just racially motivated bias. Yeah, actually, what is the economic output of Serbia?
That's it. It literally
That's
is just...
a good question.
What the fuck did they do?
I don't know. What do they do?
They have a lot of basketball players.
That's true.
It's human trafficking. That's what they fucking wanted. You know, and they knew the fucking man for the job was the one who had good relations with Jeffrey Epstein. So
I just love in a year's time we're just going to get like, you know, the whatever the Pristina equivalent of this podcast is just going to be like, dude, man, you know, Pristina's changed, you know. Used to be like such a vibrant shop, but like such a vibrant city, but now every fucking corner another basketball player shop where I can buy a fucking yoked Serbian dude.
Novak Djokovic, he's Serbian.
Yeah. Isn't Dragic as well? But like football used to be the number one sport of the Kosovo Albanians. Now it's basketball.
Let's go, baby.
and now
That's why I founded actually DSA Berlin, to make everyone basketball players instead of football. We're taking
Rob's
over.
like, look at me. Look at how tall I am. I can play basketball. Clearly.
like the joy of when you encounter
Rob doing DSA basketball clinics throughout Berlin.
like the joy of when you see someone for the first time realizing that they can dunk. Now imagine if it's a partially recognized nation, like entirely just figuring out. Sorry, I have to look up Serbian exports. What the fuck do you do? Motor vehicles. What?
What car is
it
Serbian?
just cars that are stolen from a different country that then come into the country that then are resold to other countries?
Are there German companies in there
No,
somewhere?
I know that it's parts manufacturing for German car companies.
Yeah.
Parts manufacturing.
That's what
is
Germany did.
They were stolen from Germany, end up in Serbia, and then just get sold back to Germany.
Someone has some
Chemicals and chemical products, metals.
Drugs.
drugs.
Yeah, God fucking damn it. This is like when your uncle says he works in sanitation. Jesus Christ. It's an entire nation just doing that.
The fucking leader of Serbia is just like Tony Soprano with the fucking mustache on.
But it's actually interesting because like
Tony Sopranovich.
Oh my god. Well, but actually the car stuff, that is interesting because everything like the Balkans and around there was very interesting for the German car industry. Like in Hungary, they basically like they let them in to privatize everything. So instead of like doing the stuff that the Russians did, like, you know, selling it off to, well, giving it to your own people and then having it bought by a few smart assholes, you know, like it happened in Russia in the 90s. In Hungary, for example, the plan was just to let a lot of big companies in the country, and I think the Balkans had like a similar situation, even though the Balkans were very late with all the privatization because Yugoslavia was the thing for longer. War, there was this
the
civil
90s
war.
happened.
The 90s happened, yeah. But
Bill
afterwards
Clinton saved Kosovo by himself.
The dream of the 90s is alive.
We were all kind of
Kosovo.
deciding if Bosnia-Herzegovina was going to be a thing.
Yeah. Switzerland is very thankful for all the good soccer players.
Woo! Oh, yeah, true. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So
I have a quick question. What is gabagool in whatever the language is that they speak in Serbia?
you're not allowed to say, you're not allowed to say what the language is for international reasons.
No, exactly. Yeah. What's the proper term?
BKMS.
Yeah, exactly. What is gabagool in that language? Sound off in the comments.
We have one very passionate Serbian listener. He will respond. So, the deal, though, the deal was better economic relations. Vucic was trying to get these tariffs kind of lowered so that he can sell them basketball players and metals, quote unquote.
Gold watches.
Fell off the back of a truck. The thing that got snuck in there, though, was very funny. Mainly because it just looks like Vucic did not know it was happening in this wonderful video. That a part of this deal was getting Kosovo got a pass on this because I guess they don't have an embassy to Israel, but probably not.
Do they have any?
Oh, they do, yeah. No, it's countries that then recognize
I know,
Kosovo.
countries that recognize them. Does Israel recognize Kosovo?
Yeah.
It's
like a big thing within the Israeli-Palestinian conflict if you recognize Kosovo or Serbia,
That's a sneaky thing then.
Yeah.
Okay, continue, Kieran.
Yeah, there's another, there's a few countries in the EU that don't recognize either, which is really interesting.
Wait, Serbia?
No, there's only
everyone recognizes
Serbia.
No. Kosovo or in Israel.
Israel or Palestine?
Both. Yeah.
Because
how do you not recognize either? Like
what is this then?
Because they're tied into the same thing. Yeah.
It's Jordan.
the whole thing is South Lebanon.
What was that?
Well, obviously Turkey doesn't recognize the fall of the Ottoman Empire.
There's legitimately though,
So
like
is it Turkey?
countries that recognize Palestine don't recognize Kosovo for the most part, and countries that recognize Israel typically recognize Kosovo. However, there's a very few that then will recognize one. So, like, Greece recognizes Israel, kind of. Greece does not recognize Kosovo because of their relationship with Serbia.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Spain doesn't recognize Kosovo because Spain has a hard and fast rule of not recognizing any country that doesn't have the permission of the country it succeeds from.
Because they're scared that Catalonia is going to run.
Or, the Basques or anything.
It's 100% projection. So
also Slovakia, Cyprus, and Romania.
Oh yeah,
don't recognize Kosovo.
I think there's a similar
Slovenia.
Yeah.
Slovakia.
Cyprus.
But Slovenia does.
Yeah. A lot of that is just because they have the rule of we'll recognize you in the country you became independent from recognizes you.
Cyprus is scared because of the Turkish part.
Romania, the Hungarian part, probably.
Yeah.
And
no, that's Moldova. Yeah, but
you probably shouldn't call it the Hungarian part. I'm not the expert on this one. I make the joke. Transylvania.
That's where Dracula is from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, Dracula, Hungarian.
Dracula, proud Kosovar Albanian.
Loves Dua Lipa.
I love the new Dua Lipa album.
Yeah. She's got new rules. I like to count them. 1. Yes! I did it. I made it all connect. Oh, god damn it. Fucking kill me. Anyway. So, the great thing about this deal was you take a country with partial recognition in the country it's trying to secede from, and you decide to mix in another conflict like that in the world and get Serbia to agree to move their embassy to Jerusalem away from Tel Aviv by July of 2021. To which, when this was said at the photo op, Vucic thumbed through, looked completely dumbfounded and baffled, turned to some aides, thumbed through the agreement, muttered something that we can't quite make out, and I insist that he was going to face palm, but then he realized that would look bad and then combed his hair.
So make it clear for me and the listener, I hopefully is on the same page as me. So what is Serbia's relationship with Israel?
Serbia's relationship with Israel is fine or whatever. It recognizes it, but they don't recognize Jerusalem as the capital.
Yeah.
Tel Aviv is the capital as far as they're concerned. Yeah, it's bog standard. They haven't been pulled into the Palestine thing.
But then Kosovo is also I guess that's fine. I mean, I guess they agreed to it. They don't have to do it, but I guess they're also okay, they can move move the embassy.
The difficult thing right now for Vucic is that he wants to join the EU, kind of. Nobody ever knows because he's kind of tiptoeing around it. Not tiptoeing, but sometimes going straight for Russia or something like that. So it's always a bit complicated with their accession to the EU. Now they are, one of the first European countries, or I think the first European country to move the embassy to Jerusalem.
I love that it's Serbia. I kind of it hasn't hit me yet until just when you said that.
I know.
The fact that the first European country to move their embassy it's the big dog.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's fucking Serbia.
Trendsetter. But I mean, probably not going to be the last one in Europe, right?
Number 2 will be oh god, I'm surprised Poland hasn't done it yet, or Hungary. Poland or Hungary. I'm very surprised they haven't done theirs yet because they're loving
with Orban. No, not Orban. Netanyahu.
Netanyahu,
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Religion.
True.
But the
open anti-Semitism just from Orban.
Yeah.
Netanyahu's just kind of a different type of anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
A very weird one.
Mm-hmm.
It's complicated. Mm-hmm. But the so that's the whole thing there, which I found very funny.
Me too.
Yeah.
Look, watch the video. It's so funny.
It's very good. Serbia has also later, as soon as he was back, Vucic, as soon as he was back in Belgrade, just kind of made the statement of we're not going to meet that deadline.
Yeah.
So
if you sign a deal like that, do you have to do it?
You don't have to do anything if you don't want to.
Like
yeah, exactly.
International law has never been flouted by the Serbians.
That was a funny one, apparently.
So just to clarify, if this is from last year, it appears as if Serbia is the third country in the world to move their embassy to Jerusalem after the United States and Guatemala.
Yeah, is that the first in Europe? Definitely.
Yeah, there's several countries that have a consulate in
Jerusalem.
Yeah. But a consulate here, like the Americans have a consulate in Munich. I mean, it's not like they.
No, but a lot don't have a consulate in Jerusalem.
I think maybe Trump would love Munich to be the capital of Germany.
Hey, fuck it, I'm happy with that too.
Donald Trump's just gonna buy the Brown House and just like reconstruct it. For those who don't know, the Brown House is where the Nazi Party started, but whatever.
Woo.
I mean,
the White House, the Brown House, it's basically like Monopoly. You just collect.
I'm just imagining Trump being like, "It's a lucky house, 1 for 1. Come on, let's try again."
Oh god. So yeah, that's
Serbia.
That's Serbia and Kosovo, and
there we did it. We mentioned Serbia.
Yeah, we did. Everyone marked on the bingo card. We mentioned Serbia.
But yeah, I guess like there's not much more about that, right? It's just kind of like this is just really funny.
It is very funny.
Want to move further east?
I'm thinking further west if we're thinking about the same thing. Depends on which perspective you're looking at.
Well, if you go.
Yeah, not east. I wanted
where
to
this
go
person
north.
is currently in the world right now. Like
where
in the world?
Oh, so yeah.
Where in the world is Alexander Navalny?
Yeah. Where?
Navalny.
Where's Wado?
Yeah. Where's our?
You know, I know you guys about to say some like mean shit, but like I snuck into his hospital and we choomed up, and like he's a really chill guy. All right, he's cool.
Now because he's sedated.
Like people, like he's misunderstood. You know.
He was like, man, give me that KGB shit. Let's go.
I just want Russia.
Yeah,
for
yo,
Russians.
I fucking did so much crocodile with Alexander Navalny. It's not even funny.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
There was
like yes.
There's a bit that I'm going to reference quite a bit in this section because it happened. I'm going to have to explain it because it happened before we started recording. But just the idea of the Americanized name Navalny,
which Rob's been saying the entire night.
Yeah, but
maybe
Navalny.
He didn't correct me, bro. So
but like, hey, welcome. I'm Chad Navalny.
Shit. But as
Alex
I said,
Navalny.
I still have this weird theory about him and his
Chad.
middle name, Anatolevich.
Oh yes, the conspiracy.
Anatolevich.
I love it, yeah.
That he's
so do share because this was some like pre-show.
I mean, Anatol
banter.
is basically a name that stems from like Anatolia.
Yeah.
And he really, really does hate everyone who's from the Caucasus. So, like, what do we make out of this?
Boom, Alexander Navalny. Wait, is that how we mispronounce it?
Navalny, yeah.
Navalny. Alexander Navalny is actually Turkish.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Yes.
we've done it.
You can't keep saying his name wrong because then I won't remember how to say it correctly. I don't hear him say his name. I get all my news from the news ticker at McFit.
Yeah,
that's where I learned all. They're always talking about fucking Navalny.
Navalny. Yeah, because Germany loves him, and you can, tell.
They
Yeah,
love him.
really.
He's a Nazi.
Yeah. No, we've just adjusted the corner Späti copywriting standards. It's now Navalny on this podcast.
Yeah. Also, I don't get a fucking libel suit.
It's like when you're going to like a job interview.
We mispronounced their name. They can't lie.
Yeah, they can't libel us if we mispronounce his name.
Navalny's like has a job
pronouncing
interview
it right. Yeah,
with the Germans and the EU to be the new leader of Russia, and he's like, all right, I gotta like connect with my interviewer, and he's like, I'm also a Nazi. you like he checks his notes.
But what I learned from the like Encyclopedia Britannica page on Germany
that hasn't been updated since like 1963.
You know what the unfortunate thing is in like German media and stuff like that everyone always says like, oh yeah, but Putin is doing the Erdogan thing of calling everyone who's against him a Nazi. You know, so they say that is the case with Navalny as well, but it's not. Like it's there. Like there's proof. There's evidence.
Navalny's pissed about it too because he looks at German media and he's like, "I'm out here. I'm doing this. I'm literally leading Nazi marches."
Well, he's
like,
not anymore. He's low key about it now.
Yeah. Well, what the fuck?
About his
like,
racism.
I'm here. I'm out here. I'm posting on Russian Stormfront, and you're why don't you give me the fucking credit? Putin calls me a Nazi. Why can't you? You know? Yeah. What the fuck? I thought we were friends.
Notice me, senpai.
Yeah, notice me, senpai, Germany.
So the interesting thing is now that there's a discussion about Germany's Kreml politics, politics. We always call it Kreml politics, Kreml politik. The relations to Russia and Putin.
Yeah.
Germany has actually...
Germany just boils down the entire country of Russia. The largest country in the world.
It's just the one building
that us. Everyone gets wrong.
But come on, the U.S. does that too.
Yeah. No, I love it.
Like the Time magazine cover.
Yeah, you do that with the White House as well. The White House is saying that. The Kremlin is saying that.
Russia also does that. There was that huge scandal, I can't remember, a couple of years ago, where it was turned out that a bunch of politicians in Russia had not been east of the Urals in 10 years or something like that.
Okay, well then, if you know what, if the Russians do it, then I guess that we can do it too and call them out.
No, probably not, but still.
But yeah, Germany has there's quite actually good relationship in comparison to all the other guys, like France or Great Britain after that.
Because they get all their gas from Russia.
Yeah, exactly. So
they just don't turn off the lights.
So that is why Germany was the only probably the only country that was even allowed close near Navalny, because Russia was they wouldn't do that. They need the gas. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't.
It's when you have someone who's dying, and it's only the dearest, only the closest family can come and see.
Exactly. Especially during coronavirus. That is Germany then in this case. So Germany took Navalny. Navalny is waking up right now. He's woken up from the coma.
That must be beautiful as a Nazi to wake up in Berlin.
It's it was all a dream meme that's been going around lately. Red Army approaching. What are you talking about?
We're going to be late for the Nuremberg rally.
Oh my god. Yeah. History repeats itself.
Navalny, for some reason, is 8 years old, has a sailor outfit on and a big lollipop.
Oh my god. Oh, I just imagined him in a sailor outfit and a lollipop. That's weird. So Russia already called in the German ambassador in Moscow saying, you can't do that. You said he was poisoned. You can't do that. What the fuck? Saying Berlin is playing a political game here, trying to discredit Russia.
Dude, she's just playing games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Germany's just playing Berlin's just playing games. And the new...
That thing that Germans love, board games.
I hate board games. I do, but I'm good at them.
Well, I'll kick your ass.
It's just I'm, German.
Julia's the part of her board game, the board game part of her brain is far more developed than.
Yeah. Why do you think the Germans are so good at making a board game about settling Catan? It's a long tradition.
Colonialism, that thing we didn't do. Don't look into it. You're making me feel bad.
So the news games are now, they've found out that it was this poison, this nerve poison, Nervengift. Yeah. Novichok. I don't know where the accent is, so I say just Novichok. So,
and honestly, my friends told me if you just sprinkle a little bit in the blunt, it hits good. I didn't know it was going to poison him.
But isn't that the one that was already used in the UK? Am I right? I don't know. I think it is the one, and that always leads to the Kreml, because they are the only ones who have it, and this one is a new, super advanced one. Nice. Probably not easy.
It's got racing stripes on the side of it, so it goes faster.
And flames.
So is it really
underlighting?
So that's true and confirmed. It's 100. It's from a Russian Kremlin.
It's just I don't know of the news. I don't know who did the test and shit like that. It's just the information right now that it was this, and it's a super advanced version of it. So
are you inclined to believe this German propaganda? This anti-Russian propaganda.
This is the question. But I always ask myself, if it was a Kreml, which is not unlikely, but we don't know. So the question is always, why would you use something that is very clearly out of your homemade?
we mentioned recording on 9/11, the fucking anthrax attacks in the U.S. It was traced back to a fucking government or military lab in the U.S. They're just rubbing it in your face.
Yeah, I mean, that has been the tendency of Russia a little bit, is to, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where every kind of like op that the Russians have done for the last while has been like aggressively them. And
mask off.
Yeah. But it is a little, I don't know, there's like two ways of looking at that, which is, I mean, very tempted by foreign powers to just kind of, or like your weird kind of anti-Russian libs to be like incompetence. To claim that it's like, oh, look how stupid and failed.
I don't
weird.
think that it is that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the other side of it is they're flexing on you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because it plays well at home. Because if your whole image is based on the strongman thing, it's like, look at me, fuck with UK, sixth largest economy in the. Look at these two non-gay men that we sent to kill him.
It's really funny because it's basically like this. I don't know. Someone did something wrong, and then they say, "No, I didn't do it," just denying it. I didn't do it. No, I didn't. I mean, you have the same shit with Erdogan. Not the same shit, but similar shit, saying like, "Yeah,
Erdogan's
didn't do it," or
really just not nearly as good.
No, I'm just saying, calling like as soon as someone like calls him out on being a horrible person.
Everyone hates that. Everyone hates when he's giving, talks at American universities, and then those damn leftists come and they try to quiz him. Yeah. And there's all those videos of like President Recep Tayyip Erdogan destroys university leftists.
President Erdogan destroys Kurds. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's too real. But it is a similar trend. This is like one of the hallmarks of what Orban tried to like brand as illiberalism, which is just like fuck the rules.
Yeah, exactly.
It turns out they're just words on a page, so fuck it. Because this is like everything. This is the Polish like courts project of just like. Excuse me, sir. It says in the EU rules that you can't actually just do this, and they're just like
nanny boo boo.
And then there's like a bunch of lawyers meeting in Venezia, talking about it and sending you a letter. You can't do this, and you still do it.
Yeah, and then they just post back the picture.
I got a fucking cease and desist from the European Union. What am I going to do with this? Something that then has no legal. It's
a great strategy. I do it all the time in like weird Facebook online debates where they're just like, actually, free speech means I can say whatever I want on stage at a stand-up comedy show, and I just post the picture of the pig shitting on its own balls, and that's what Poland is doing.
I legitimately find it funnier how like cease and desist from fucking Disney are far more effective than like any like version of EU legal politics.
Neoliberalism, fuck the state. It's gone forever. It's all just companies.
It literally is. Like. If you miss...
Fuddruckers is going to sue the nation of Ireland. It's all good.
And probably win.
Oh, God. We got very close to that. EMI, the label, tried to sue Ireland once.
Yeah.
And the EU...
Why?
Because they
too much fire.
They said that we weren't doing enough to combat piracy. And that's true. It's so easy to pirate shit in Ireland. But, like, the EU did actually just come in and be like, This is insanity. You can't sue it. What? Stop it.
Yeah. No.
Well, not yet, at least.
No, but like we're getting there. We've got into the whole like Apple court case with Ireland and shit. Like the
there's the really weird one of that. Like, so Disney like will release one out for anyone who just improperly uses any of their logos. And one of the funniest ones is that they own the Punisher logo. And there was that new Chris Kyle. Wait, is that his name? Chris Kyle, the sniper?
Yeah.
Him. And his monument has him with like a massive Punisher logo on it. And Disney hasn't released a cease and desist order because they're too afraid of them being anti-military, as is like speculated, which is just kind of funny that then like Disney could literally get this monument taken down because of Disney copyright law.
Disney have destroyed so many just fucking American kindergartens because there was like a crude painting of Mickey Mouse on the side of it that like one of the kids did or whatever.
Yeah, you know what they'll never destroy
What?
is that bizarre Hamas Mickey Mouse that exists. Who I forget the name of, who I mentioned on the show one time.
Oh God, yeah. I
Yeah.
love that.
Hamas, you keep doing you, I guess. So, any last words on Navalny?
Navalny.
The Navalny coronavirus.
No, I mean, we see what happens now. I think Russia wants to see the reports on the investigation and the checkups and stuff like that.
Then they will send their reports, which will just be 20 pages of the pig shitting on its own balls.
Probably. Yeah, we see how it develops. That's the situation.
Yeah, fair enough.
Navalny's going to end up going through like Tiergarten and then just dying. Like if no one remembers that happened a couple of months ago.
Yeah, that happened.
A Russian spy apparently just murdered someone in
like a Georgian dude or something like that. Yeah.
And it was very obvious from like had a connection to the Russian. What's the Russian security agency called now again? FSB. Yeah, thank you.
FPS. I said FSB. Yeah.
BDS.
I mean, what's the difference, right? I'm the bad anti-Deutsch now.
Oh no.
Moving further west.
Woo.
Kieran's hometown.
My hometown.
Wait, what?
I don't need you or this hometown.
Yeah.
Let's.
Oh, okay. That's.
Yeah.
Serbia.
Serbia. Kieran is from Serbia. Yeah. So
Ireland, Greater Serbia.
Jesus. Yeah. Almost. So I guess I can talk a little bit about some stuff that's actually kind of kicking off in Ireland. Namely, just to shout out something for any of our Irish listeners who might be able to help. So one of the things that kind of, I don't want to say one of the victims of the coronavirus pandemic or whatever, because that's not the case. There's a department store in Ireland called Debenhams. For British listeners, it's comparable to John Lewis. For German listeners, it's comparable to Karstadt or whatever. It's one of those kind of places. And historically, it's been one of the better places like that to work. Like, you know, your wages will increase year on year. There's decent redundancy, holidays, whatnot. It's actually like one of those kind of shops that hasn't decided that all the jobs in it aren't a career. Like, it's genuinely still a career, or was, and it definitely was when it was called Roach's Stores back in the 90s. However, they've been having trouble for a while, and the company is now gone. Basically, it's being liquidated. Someone has bought it and is just selling it for parts. The main value of the main values is like the locations, the property that they occupy, whatever. But the workers are being fucking screwed, naturally enough. And things are kicking off. There's a big strike. The workers are basically asking for their redundancy pay, which they're owed. The wages that they haven't been paid so far, because wages have stopped for a while without any real warning. Unowed holiday pay is another part of this as well. And it's becoming increasingly evident that the company who's bought Debenhams is trying to basically shut this thing down without dealing with the workers at all. One of the big things that happened, when was this? 3 days ago, so that would have been Wednesday, middle of the week kind of thing. Was that they tried to clear the stock, like take all the stock and again sell it for what money they can get out of this, which is not something that was like meant to happen before the workers had been kind of like dealt with and gotten their pay and, you know, officially made properly unemployed, or I guess in this case it would be redundant. So what really kicked off suddenly on Wednesday morning was a bunch of Debenhams locations in Dublin and Cork, second largest city in Ireland, were occupied by the workers. Yeah, which is pretty sick. Yeah. It was pretty cool. It happened kind of all of a sudden. They were the protests were happening there. They were doing their chants. Very quickly, the Dublin locations were dealt with. The Gardaí were sent. Yeah. The Gardaí were sent in. Kind of took them all out. And they were all arrested, but very quickly, like, just let go, but, you know, removed from the property, effectively. So that went down. And it was just kind of a startling moment in Ireland because things like this haven't really happened in Ireland. Like, it's so easy, or historically it's been very easy in Ireland to be very apolitical. And things like this don't happen. Like, strikes reaching this point have never happened, or at least they would just not get attention. My wife pays attention to a lot of like mainstream Irish radio for nostalgic purposes, and they just do not mention any of this. Of course.
Another day in perfect Ireland, everybody. Who's excited to go?
One of the central
do something.
One of the central theses of this show is that is a misery island. Okay, like I'm not going to sugarcoat this, but and that was kind of like what kicked off. I think the internet played a huge part of this because there was footage going around. People were paying attention to it a bit more than usual. Ireland has, in a certain extent, I wouldn't say swung more left in recent years, but it's starting to present as more left or whatever, definitely since the last election, which we talked about. And yeah, people are now more people online, more people in Ireland are interested in this kind of like strike shit. I think this has also been like a feedback loop with the US because we get a lot of US media. So, you know, people in Ireland were paying attention to like the teachers' wildcat strikes and stuff like that happened in the US.
And it's funny you mentioned this. I don't know the details. There's no strike imminent, but Karstadt is closing a third of its shops, I think.
I mean, Karstadt went like pleite, bankrupt, and they were bought by Galeria Kaufhof. And some of them were turned into Galeria Karstadt, and a lot of them are closed down.
So it's, I mean, sometimes exactly the same situation, right?
Yeah. I mean, like this is a wider economic trend. I'm sure there will be like some good material analysis of this in a nice, like.
I mean, the most fun thing with this is walk through your town and see how many businesses have closed on your street in the matter of the last 3 months.
Yeah, but I guess like this one is probably like there will be like a good book in 10 years time that we'll talk about, like, because department stores in particular like have been slowly being fucked by Amazon.
Definitely.
No, but I mean, just like even in the sense of like the more like immediate economic damage of Corona is that then I think it's hilarious that then Germany's like everything's fine, and I'll go on a walk around my neighborhood, which is like a quite decently, you know, like
very German,
very affluent German area.
I call it the Munich colony in Berlin.
The Munich colony's over that way a little bit, but yeah, you're not far off, and everything is empty. And and everyone's just kind of going about being like, this is not, and I get given, like some of them are just like dumb, like redundant small business things of like, I'm surprised that they were still open, like a lamp store or something like that. But still, nonetheless, is that like then
lamps. Not the question?
but still, like the there's like this is a big deal for Germany. What are they called? Like a greengrocer closed down in my neighborhood. That is not a Biomarkt.
Like a greengrocer, a vegetable shop.
Just a whatever, like a small grocery store. That's like was always there. You know,
Tante Emma Laden.
Huh?
Tante Emma Laden.
Exactly.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
But, I mean,
like the small. It
wasn't like small. It was like a grocery store that wasn't like a major grocery store.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a chain.
It's not an Edeka. It's not like a Biomarkt or whatever.
It's just like
it's just a smaller grocery store.
Yeah, Tante Emma Laden. That's your aunt apparently.
Yeah. But so there's this grocery store that then it just has always been there. At whatever, like the corner over here, it's just kind of like it's not. This is hard to explain because you have to know how Germany works with their you know, bio stores and whatnot. It's not what's a Biomarkt? It's not a Dens, and it's not, what are the other ones called? The like smaller ones.
This one's just called Bio, isn't there?
No. No, not Bio Company. No, the ones that then are smaller that are like weirdly esoteric, but they still exist for some reason. Reformhaus. Not one of those either. It was just a normal like Bio grocery store.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, it closed.
Oh, no.
What?
Yes.
Not the Bio grocery store.
We need to start this over again. So you're telling me a Rava closed? No, but like,
But was it an Edeka?
No, it wasn't. That's exactly the point I'm trying to make. It was a normal ass grocery store.
Okay. But like,
I hate you all.
I'm so sorry, but like, it's it's something you probably wouldn't have predicted would have closed.
No, of course not.
Yeah. Okay, so
the grocery store near work, when we used to work at here.
Yeah.
There's the Bio grocery store at Praga Platz.
Yeah.
The one that was always there.
Yeah.
It closed.
Oh.
Yeah, now.
I know that one. Yeah. Oh.
Well, now it's dead. It's gone.
Do you know that cat you loved? God. But like
now it makes sense to you.
Yes.
Now you're upset.
Yeah.
All right. But like so like coronavirus pandemic economic collapse that is causing is just like exaggerating, accelerating a lot of these existing problems to a certain extent. Some businesses are probably like, I'd be very curious to see if anyone does research after this to say what businesses were 100% caused by, like, closed 100% caused by, like, the coronavirus pandemic, and not, like, the coronavirus pandemic accentuated problems that were already there. Yeah, because I'd be very interested in that. But Debenhams, department stores. John Lewis in the UK is also going through problems, and that's a similar thing to Debenhams and Kashta.
Everything, department
stores in general. Yeah, they're fucked. Because like the whole point of a department store was like, imagine if you can get everything in one place, and everyone was like the internet. Yeah, it's the internet now, I guess. Yeah. So, like I said, the strikes happened. The Gardaí came in. They released everyone after a while. There was a good video of this absolute fucking Chad, who was released from a Garda station in Dublin. He's like a 22-year-old who was like only protesting because his mom worked for the shop for like 17 years, but she's like too old now and like immunocompromised and whatnot to go out and do this. So he's cool. Love him. And if you want to be cool and sexy like him...
Wait, he's 22?
22.
Damn, that beard makes him look older.
Okay, in a good way.
Don't you think?
Irish people, we age terribly. I'm not going to lie here. So, the thing I'm getting at, though, is that there is actually something you can do. If you are in Ireland, we have some Irish listeners, and I know we do, and you're so cute. But basically, if you can and feel like you're up to it, there will be a Google Doc in the description to sign up and protest. The workers currently, because some of them are older, some of them are immunocompromised, are afraid to protest even though they support the protest. If you are strong, young, able-bodied, are in Dublin, Cork, or somewhere near a big Debenhams, go there and stop them from trying to take the stock. That would be nice.
Yes.
And support the workers, up the workers. There was really cool videos of people like making videos about what was going on in the fucking Garda van while being
I know, I've seen
away.
that. That was so cool.
That was really fucking cool.
I know. They had their phones. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly. So they're doing good shit over there in Ireland, and it is weirdly kicking off. So I kind of like that, and hopefully that can turn into something, and they can all get paid and get proper redundancy payment, because redundancy payment in Ireland is still actually quite good. We're kind of like the UK, but we didn't quite have Thatcher. So some of those things are still intact.
Yay!
Yay! Yeah.
Where are we jet setting to now?
Number one holiday destination, Lesbos.
Lesbos.
Do you like seafood and EU-regulated genocide?
Woo! Come to Lesbos.
Come to Lesbos.
Yeah, what's the situation? The situation...
I think I just said what it is.
Yeah, basically right? That. So the situation is that on Lesbos there's a refugee camp that was there for years now. It's called Moria, and people were already, criticizing the conditions before, also before the COVID-19 pandemic, because basically this camp is set up for...
It's like a couple thousand people.
A few
it's
thousand,
yeah.
And there are 12,000 people, like round about 12,000 people in that camp, and it was like made for 2,000, 2,500 or something. Like that, something. Let me lie, I don't really know.
Yeah, the numbers don't matter. It's
exactly,
the fact it's overfilled.
There are way more people.
Exactly,
and the situation was always bad because, when it's overfilled, you don't have all the fucking base, it's not set up to fulfill the basic needs of human beings living there. And I mean, at the same time, like living there for several years, that shouldn't be the goal, you know. Like the camp, I mean, but it's European politics, and it's like generally what people do with in refugee camps. They're saying, oh, this is just for like small amount of time until we find a solution. What happens? Blah, 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 and then nothing happens. Well, nothing fucking happens.
Well, the solutions of some of the like neo-democratia like government was. I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing it correctly.
No. The solutions were just like build better concentration camps.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably better than what they were doing, because it was posted, I think, like a week ago. New York Times broke that story that a bunch of like refugee families in Moria and similar camps were just being taken in the night and set adrift on a dinghy like really close to Turkish waters.
Oh yeah, they were sending them on, back on boats.
To Turkey.
Yeah, exactly.
So like that is a horrifying experience. Also, if you want horrifying experience, just to try and get some like info and make sure we have like our facts just correct, I did Google Moria Camp. Moria Camp, according to Google, is presented in Google's interface like a business.
Huh.
Moria Camp's star rating is 2.4.
Wow.
Literally 2.4 refugee camp in Greece.
Who gave it
Who gave it? Oh yeah, also Moria Camp temporarily closed. No fucking shit.
Oh my god.
No fucking shit. Also at the bottom, own this business, claim it now.
Wow. Have you been here? Like, do
fucking
you know this
hell?
place? Google, come on.
What does a Yelp review of fucking a refugee camp look like?
369. I'm looking at these. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
I don't have that much to say other than how depressing it is.
Yeah.
It's obviously Moria is a symptom or an example of a much wider process that's ongoing.
Yeah.
And it's useful to train people's... Okay, so the whole usefulness of to take one example, the most extreme example, is to try to change people's minds or get attention or, public outcry and make changes. And I mean, there's like some tiny things like, oh, we're going to take like 400 of the children here to this state. But like,
about that.
no one's changing anything, man. That's what reminds me most of like, everyone's just giving up. They're like, well, that's just the unstated truth now. You'll have like, SPD or like center-left politicians in Germany just saying like, oh, like this is terrible. We need to do something. But
we'll take 50 kids.
They're just not going to do anything. And that's what reminds me most of the U.S. Like, I mean, sorry to relate everything back to the U.S., but it's like there's just some things now that just don't expect anything different, at least from the major parties.
Yeah.
They've given up on you. And if you're still like buying any of that Europe bullshit or this is bad this isn't what Europe is about, like, I mean, everyone reacts to like big events differently, but like to me, at least it seems to me, this seems like one of those events. Like you gotta wake the fuck up like who's on what side.
Yeah.
And you just can't. I don't know what else is there to say.
So the exact number, if we want it, is the camp was originally built for 3,000 people.
Yeah.
It was currently housing 14,000.
14. Wow. Okay, I had 12,000. Okay, but yeah, what Rob just said is actually because it was already. Well, we talked about that in the beginning of the pandemic. It was this hashtag that was going around, was leave no one behind. Okay, this is like, hashtag activism, people were having like banners and stuff like that on the balconies. No, it's good that you still talk about it, because it kind of was gone. Because everything people talked about was the pandemic and COVID-19, and nobody talked about the situations in the camps anymore.
Yeah, Free Moria like graffiti actually just like sprung up a lot in my neighborhood.
Yeah,
in Berlin.
all over Berlin, in Neukölln as well.
Yeah, and that like happened start of pandemic as well.
Yeah, and so what they did do in Moria is they didn't have cases in the beginning. I don't know if they actually did testing that much. I don't think so. But they did.
Would it surprise you that Greece avoided doing a bunch of testing at the beginning so they could reopen tourism very quickly?
Exactly,
and then now Greece is having a shit ton of corona cases
of course.
because you're having the other disgusting buffoons of Europe, aka the British and the Germans, just come and just like ruin. I mean, like Greece is already horrible to begin with, but
Germans
make it worse.
always want to have the Greek holiday on the islands.
The thing that's just so fucking funny about all of this is that then the thing that it obviously comes into the sense of like the spectrum of what is like important to capital is obviously the money of, you know, fucking these people coming in, which won't even make the Greek economy afloat, mind you. The Greek economy has been flatlined since the fucking economic crisis over a decade ago.
Yeah.
You know, there has been no increase, you know, in the percentage of GDP relative to Greece for that entire time.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're just willing to be like, well, maybe this will fix it. Isn't like, I don't know if any of you saw the commercials for like Greece's tourism thing. It's just like Greece is a mindset or whatever. It's so stupid. And it just shows that then like how just like uninspired all this shit is. Just literally just like, please come here. We want your money. Yeah. And it has like, I mean, even like, you know, Moria is just like the peak of this country. That then is just like, I mean, like, I legitimately do feel bad for then, like, the fact that Greece as a country had to take the brunt of the, you know, quote unquote refugee crisis, because I think that then they rightfully knew at the beginning that no one was going to come and help them, of course. Yeah. But at the same time, too, like, that paired up with then, like, okay, well, as we talked about previously, that, like, Syriza doing nothing, Nia Thermocratia doing something, but something very bad, and just being very open about it, but just kind of continuing Syriza's policy they never talked about. And how, like, the only solution for this is just that then, which could have been avoided a long time ago, is just that, like, every country just takes in refugees, and that's just that. It, like, 14,000 people is not a lot.
Exactly. Yeah, like, it just has to be emphasized.
No, like, like, 14,000 people is nothing.
And I know that's just a fraction of the refugees across Greece. I mean, in general.
Even
but
though,
like,
okay, even like 2 million of all the 2 or 3 million of all the refugees.
Absolutely.
What's the population of all of the European Union? Like 370 million people or something like that. Yeah. That's not even a dent.
Way
in, like,
bigger.
Into,
370.
Well, no, but all of continental Europe is 450.
But we didn't even say what happened. So
no. Yeah. But I mean, just like simply just in the sense of like having it in the back of your head.
It was already a fucking abomination. To
exactly.
Of course.
So like the COVID-19 strategy in Moria was to isolate them, to not probably not do any testing or something, but like really cut them off. Everyone, like, you weren't allowed to leave the camp.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, remember, Mitsotakis literally wanted to start then like, you know, like saber rattling against refugees by saying that they're the ones who bring coronavirus.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
a wealthy family who then vacationed in Germany or something like that, or in Italy, who then came back to Thessaloniki and then were the first cases of.
Okay. They were super spreaders or whatever.
Yeah. That's the thing that's just so fucking funny about it, is that then like in your fucking bourgeois lifestyle, like you're the fucking problem.
You're the one. Yeah, exactly. So. And then there were cases detected in Moria, and I mean, like, that is simple because you were like living, basically sitting on each other in this camp, not having any facilities to wash your hands or like, let alone any hand sanitizer. Like, we are running around with our pocket hand sanitizers or anything. Then you had the first cases, but they didn't really isolate or like let them quarantine in any way, so they just left them in the camp. Their measures were like to like keep it isolated, like keep the whole camp on the lockdown.
Yeah.
No one really like helping or really like taking medical measures. So.
Didn't Greece also bar NGOs from going into like...
This is... I don't know if it was during the time, but I know that it happened now, because now the situation is that Moria burned down. It's not the first fire that happened in Moria, but this fire destroyed the whole camp.
Yeah.
There's actually no one talking about people injured or dead, as far as I know. But that could also be like a lack of investigation as far as
I was curious about it. I mean, if it's such a big...
I saw like I read something about an eyewitness saying like there was someone dying like that was not able to move, like an older person or something, or someone that didn't have the ability to.
Yeah, that whole thing is incredibly sus, because like
it's weird. Yeah,
an overcrowded area where a fire breaks out,
exactly.
Like, at least someone's going to die being trampled or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's.
It's really weird. There's nothing about even people being injured or something. So we don't have any information on that. I just like read something about an eyewitness saying like, oh yeah, this guy said, okay, yeah, he burned to death or something like that. Right. So I don't know. Like I really don't know, and people don't investigate right now apparently.
Like all the stuff that we do kind of know about Moria is coming from like journalists who go in and talk to the refugees who are there. Like that's like what every like the conditions in the camp and stuff like that. Like the Greek government is like just giving no information.
Yeah, exactly. And the horrible situation is that afterwards, after the evacuation of Moria, which was completely destroyed, people were just like left on like an autobahn, like a highway. Sorry, a highway, and to spend the night there.
Yeah,
and then NGOs, like the days that followed the end, and some NGOs tried to get like food and some medical supplies and water and stuff like that to the refugees, trying to go to the stores and shit like that and buy that shit, you know?
Yeah.
And police was blocking them, as far as I know. Police would not let the NGOs get any access to any grocery stores or something to supply refugees, which are now without any shelter, during a fucking pandemic, all hanging out together.
On an island?
On an island, yes. So
I love Greek political mindset of just like a bunch of foreign capital is going to go in and inject money into our local supermarkets.
Yeah.
No.
And so there were situations like there was a fight breaking between people, and then the Greek police came and tear gas everyone, even the kids that were standing around. Like the whole fucking group was tear gas.
Classic Greek police
that just happened yesterday or something.
You know,
I think.
Tear gas first, ask questions never.
Yes. Yep. So everyone is right now. Oh, Europe, what have you done? This is a shame for Europe, or this is like it's something like
the fact this camp even exists is a shame for Europe.
Yeah,
come on.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So the thing is, right now, for a lot of liberals or like a lot of people that
this is not us.
Yeah, that people that don't understand the EU and Europe and how it works is that actually has been happening for so long. This is like a liberation, like it was a liberation of like borders inside of Europe, but a Abschottung. Shit. Abschottung? Festung Europe. Come on, people.
Fortress Europe.
Yeah, Fortress Europe. Yeah. So kind of like building a fortress like for anyone outside, you know. Yeah. While like in Europe, where people get the wild idea that we are like a super cool thing, Europe. Like, oh, see, I can do Interrail,
look at my cool Irish
friend. Do Erasmus. I can just go to France to hang out with my French friend and stuff. While there was a
liberalization
of like border policies inside of Europe, there was also
that was a trade-off.
A trade-off for like turning Europe basically into a fortress.
Turning Melilla and Ceuta in like North Africa, that like Spanish part, into like just like death camps.
Exactly. Yeah. We all know the pictures of the like big ass fucking wall that they have there. So this is nothing
which also just exists in like just like a massive like extra legal
yeah.
realm as well, which is like kind of like plays into that as in like
I mean the whole fucking
the funniest fucking thing was when Rob came and brought like our European rights to us. Remember those little books?
Oh yeah.
And it's like, here's your human rights as a European.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about this because, sorry to relate it to the U.S. a lot, but like this reminds me of the liberal discourse in the United States, because I was thinking about this and it's like, clearly this is in Europe. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, or like your idea of like a nice, welcoming, peaceful Europe, literally never been that. Mm-hmm. But like, it's almost like the point isn't to actually, that mindset only exists when defined against a kind of mass right-wing populace that's unstated but always there. So in the U.S., for example, the liberals always, they have this, we're all about inclusion, whatever the fuck rhetoric they say. Yeah. But the backdrop is always like, day after Trump won, it's like, oh, well, this is America. Like, you can't do it. Like, that's why you have to take small steps and take what you can get, because it's a fundamentally backwards country. And I think the pro-Europe people, even though they're like projecting all this nonsense about how Europe is good, in the back of their head, they're like, well, okay, why can't you take in the refugees? And they'll say, oh, well, these other countries, these other right-wing populists, you just can't even talk to those people.
Yeah,
It's the same shit as the U.S. It obviously exists in the same system, but their claims, like, you know what I mean? It's almost like their aesthetic or something can be even more like a college brochure where they're all like jumping in the same blue EU flag uniform.
Nice little meme that I made.
Oh yeah.
Let me hang out with my Italian
It's like
friend.
Europe was perfectly constructed as being just this like kritisch playground, right?
It's a playground, exactly. So it exists as it's just cope to give you, and I think some people don't even believe it, but like they'll be like, oh well, Europe, maybe it could be like this, but like to accept that optimism, the big part of the pill that they shove down everyone's throat is that like, yeah, but don't ask for too much because you know who you're dealing with. Like they're slow, dumb, backwards people, and they're never going to change. So that's why you can only hope that you're better. You can proclaim how much better you are, a good European, but no, there's always the bad Europe that's holding us back, and that's why we can't have nice things.
That's why we can't have nice things. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, like that is because that's like the liberal tactic of like. You see that even in just play out in electoral politics of just like we can't push for anything because like Salvini will win. Like if we do too many of the good things, that will make the bad guy stronger. Yeah. Like
that's the thing I just don't understand either because it always comes from like I think the Trump allegory is perfect because literally that was an entire. I mean, wherever you want to put that, then where Trump starts, whether it be from Trump himself or you want to like move further back to the Tea Party or whatever. The fact of the matter is that then like the ultra right in the U.S. like had, this idea that then if anything sticks with our politics, we'll fucking run with it. And what we have now, what the U.S. has now, is a massive right wing project that's been in that's been in the process of manifesting itself as such under Trump for like 40 years. It didn't just like come with Trump, obviously. I mean, I think that I've said this multiple times in the show, is that like for anyone in the U.S. who's had, just brushed up of like listening to things like Rush Limbaugh 10 years ago is like, there's no difference between that rhetoric and that logic and within that of what Trump is doing now. And then that was always like respected within like the conservative sphere, but the fact of the matter is that then like they had something happen after 2008. It could have just been the election of Obama that then kickstarted a fire underneath them that then pretty much had them take every part of government in the United States and get someone like Trump elected, and how just Trump was like this perfect storm. And that's exactly the same shit with like Poland, for example, that then like Poland does, or Hungary, these right-wing tendencies were always in these countries. They weren't like some manifestation of like, oh, well, Hungary just got illiberal one day. It's like Hungary like always has had a massive right-wing problem. Especially since the fall of the Soviet, the fall of like Soviet influence or whatever,
or to blame it on the refugee crisis.
Exactly,
in particular.
exactly. Yeah. And if that then is like the thing that just like unified the right in these countries, but the thing about it that then they're just the right so good at is they just don't give a shit. They really like, okay, someone tells Poland that they're being illiberal, or someone's telling Hungary that they're being illiberal. They're like, yeah, we don't give a shit. We're going to keep doing this. And liberals, especially, and the left, to the lesser degree, always are like, yeah, like you mentioned, these like baby steps of like, yeah, we just have we have to play by the rules, this and that. Well, the right's not doing that. No. They just aren't. Yeah. The only thing that could have then dealt with the refugee situation, right, is if there was a massive like hyper-centralized thing with the European Union that said, I don't give a shit, Poland, Hungary, Visegrad countries, you're taking refugees in, and you're going to have these programs that then are set up by the European Union, not by you, because you're going to fuck them up. Yeah. There's going to be a bill.
Christian refugees.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to get the only Christian refugees. You're not going to get the white refugees. You're just going to get refugees, and they're going to be distributed up by population of what your country then can take in. Yeah. So that then, you're not going to set up fucking concentration camps like we're doing now that then are never going to fucking go away. And you can't complain about it. I mean, you can complain about it, and it may end up in a rightward shift. But I mean, like the EU allows, these like. What are they called? Special economic zones, perfectly fine, that are free of legal boundaries. Like the EU is very willing to do certain things without the consent of sovereignty of a nation. when it depends on certain
things.
It doesn't do other things.
The new liberalism or progressivism or whatever you want to call it is not a universalizing ideology, whether they admit it or not.
Yeah.
Not everyone can be them because they need the mass bad people to define themselves against and to justify why they can't have anything better and to just have this psychological thing. By definition, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, an actual socialist movement is a universalizing, movement. Yeah. It can incorporate everybody. Yeah. And progressive, all this faux liberal progressive bullshit, whether it's European, whether it's, coping.
I want the
liberals
concentration
in the US.
camp to fly a rainbow flag.
But literally they can't. And it manifests itself in these bizarre forms where people literally, make arguments like that. But ideologically, it comes back to the fact that literally not everyone can be in the circle.
Yeah.
That's why they're all technocrats.
That's why they're
Or it's also why they can come from these like relatively privileged backgrounds as well, because it can also be the reverse of like it's not the ideology that led to them to this point of not everyone can be in the circle. It's more the thought that not everyone can be in the circle has led them to that ideology. They've grown up with like inherently classist beliefs, or the people you see at the supermarket that your parents kind of think look tragic, like things like that. It's just there was always this exclusionary aspect of your life that maybe if you examine yourself a little bit, you didn't fight that thought enough.
It's a boutique version of the same of a right-wing ideology, which says that we can't have nice things, so you're not allowed.
And I mean, it always kind of like, I don't know if I would agree with saying that Poland and Hungary has the same kind of like development as the US has, because there was a Soviet time or like communist times in between. So I wouldn't say like the underlying white ringism.
Italy's probably a better comparison.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't say Poland and Hungary because there's a different development. And
of course. 90s, yeah, obviously.
So actually the liberalism that came in the 90s, it was actually like, it was brought upon them, not brought upon them, but
no. But you know what I'm saying is that there was this underlying,
not brought upon them, because that's also wrong, because you had strong liberal figures in the 90s in the countries, but that was actually like a magnified situation of like liberalism being implemented in those countries. So I wouldn't say it's the same situation as in the US, but
in terms of a timetable, no, but in the sense of like dormant right-wing things just everywhere, it is.
I find it difficult to say that with like Poland and Hungary, and actually the development of like a late development of the nation state in that area. So that has a lot to do with like narratives and narrative of a nation, shit like that, how like Poland and Hungary is operating right now. But anyway, we're not talking about that. So I just wanted to disagree, okay?
Yeah. I still think that proves me right, because that's exactly what the U.S. project is the develop of a nation-state narrative.
I know, but
around
it's
like Christianity.
Okay, we're not having this conversation
another time
right now.
I mean, it may be shorter, but it's still similar.
Another time.
And you're having it's interesting because you're also always having these like little, even though you're saying we can't have nice things, you're always having these little handouts of like saying, but like,
can I talk about one of these fucking shitty handout things that are happening?
Yes.
Okay.
Every refugee gets a free souvlaki.
God, that would be so much better. So the current situation that's happening.
That was me like literally thinking of the like littlest thing. Well, but it gets worse.
See what you think of this. So the current situation is the Greek government is basically refusing to let any of these people off the island of Lesbos. So that's not like nothing unexpected there.
Yeah.
Except for
they all get a signed picture from Kyriakos Mitsotakis.
Except for unaccompanied kids can go to the mainland.
Oh, yeah. And Germany's going to take in 150.
France is also going to take in some as well.
Oh, great, 150.
So here's your...
Are these like the Europeans that then also complain about the like Trump separation policy too, and they're literally doing the exact same thing?
Actually, Moria is a camp that has a lot of unintended children.
Yeah, so they're literally saying unaccompanied kids. Yeah. So
not unintended, unaccompanied. Yeah,
unaccompanied. But so they're not breaking up families, but let's see when an analysis is done of this process of how well that worked out, because like, yeah, we talked about the blonde-haired Roma kid for a couple of years back, but like
I really trust a country like Greece, who's just like, you know, vehemently racist against anyone that then is, you know, not Greek, to then develop a plan of who belongs to who.
Yeah. You say you're unaccompanied, but you have the same exact nose shape as this man, so you're with him now. I'm sorry. Literally. You're now accompanied.
So like, yeah, like some bullshit like that is probably going to happen. That's definitely going to be like a non-zero phenomenon. Like it will happen a percentage of the time. But like that's your fucking piecemeal situation of just like, because all these people in Moria are trying to get to these European countries and be settled. Like I don't understand why, like in the light of this tragedy, Germany and France is like, you know, we'll take the unaccompanied kids and also you will take like it's the unaccompanied kids thing is nice, but you are probably doing this for the piecemeal handout, the publicity, it's
that's a little handout.
It's an insufficient response to this tragedy.
It is, and it's depressing, devastating. Yeah, it's horrible. It's not so many. Like Germany could take all of them in.
Germany could have taken in every single refugee of the entire like refugee situation.
Yeah, the Syrian civil war.
I know.
The fact of if like Lebanon can take in 2 million or whatever, and a country that then has just been like politically collapsing the entire time while this is going on, and given, okay, maybe they're not doing the best job either of taking care of these people either, like, you know, not going to get into that conversation, but nonetheless, you know, you can make the argument of then, like, you know, that is geographically close, so it's a responsibility, but still, a fact that then of a country that then is there, has done it compared to other countries, like I think Saudi Arabia is like barely taken any in. And they use that like they use their faux pan-Arabism all the time to like, you know.
But then when it
actually comes to anything,
Japan took in like 2 families last year.
Japan?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Woo! Great job.
Yeah.
So that's almost as many as Latvia took.
Like so many.
How they decided on 2? They're like, well, one family would be lonely. We need a second family.
You can always get them in 2.
But no more.
Yeah.
No, and like it's a serious problem in Japan of just like people who are in because they have like a ton of refugees in the world in like the kind of halfway house waiting position bullshit they have, and like they just keep committing suicide.
Aren't a lot of them like from Korea?
Some are from Korea. Yeah. Actually, I think it's Central Asian republics.
Oh, okay.
That are actually.
I know there's a big problem of like people from Korea. No, it's in South Korea that they like.
No, in Japan too.
Oh, really?
That's the problem. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So because you also have the leftover Korean population that like, so there is like Korean communities within Japan. So it's probably an ideal place to go. So the total refugee population of the Syrian civil war is 13.4 million, which sure that sounds like a lot, but like the population of Germany is like 86, 83
89.3.
What? No.
89.2.
Well, we always were like 82 and
sorry. Yeah, 82.
So maybe we're more now.
Maybe all 14 million might cause some problems, but like split that with France and
seriously, split that with France.
7 million each.
Doesn't also need to be all of Europe taking them in either, though. Too.
Although it would be like nothing if all of Europe.
No. But I mean, seriously, like in the sense
most of you guys wouldn't even get a Syrian restaurant. Like it just you would not notice it.
Yeah.
I mean, like the fact of the matter is then also this kind of comes into like the European white savior thing. Is that like it doesn't need to just be Europe doing it. Like other any country that then wants to come forth and take in people obviously should do it.
And the thing is, there are actually like states or something coming forward now. And then there's like, oh, we can't do that. We need a European solution. Yeah, the European solution was already Moria. Created Moria. What's this shit that happened
We have these things left over from, you know, the last century.
Yeah.
We could rebuild them.
Yeah.
You want that? Like, do you want the concentration camp with the rainbow flag? We have it in this.
Die Europa-Lösung.
So the European solution as like the talking point is a very interesting phenomenon because I think we've talked about this before of just like. Because coronavirus also kind of exposed this as well. Because one of the central arguments in like the Brexit debate was kind of like entirely hypothetical about like what Europe could do.
Yeah.
And now we've been presented with these opportunities. I mean, before the Brexit debate, like the migrant crisis was this presented opportunity. And the European solution, the hypothetical European solution, was not provided. Yeah. The reason we talk about like the European solution or European answer to this problem was because the structures are theoretically there. This could have been done, but it hasn't. And it hasn't for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I find that very interesting because it's always like, if they're like really like EU enthusiasts out there saying like, well, yeah, but Europe and solidarity and shit like that. You saw that because you mentioned COVID-19 right now and like all the measures that were taken by the EU. That was quite late. Like when Italy had all the spike in cases or was the country with all the corona cases something. They were left alone by the EU. Back then, isn't it? And earlier this year,
Italy was
they were left alone.
That was either last year or last week. I can't.
I don't know anymore. Yeah. But they had Cubans and Chinese, like the Chinese government helping them with masks, with doctors, with everything. Because Europe was like,
the US was stealing masks.
We better close, like Europe, the rest of Europe was that. We better close our borders. I don't know. What is Schengen? I don't know. What is the EU? I don't know. And this is like still the same idiots that are wearing the EU sweater saying like, yeah, but Erasmus and I don't know, and European friendship.
Yeah.
Yay.
I just think it's really funny in the sense that then like, and I know that I'm going to sound really dumb right now, but whatever, just fucking bear with me. I love in the sense of how this just kind of perfectly comes into the sense of that how history is written or like contemporary histories are written by Europe and the United States of that. While there is like an outcry from within, within these communities of like, okay, the refugee camps or within like, the border things with Trump, the ICE detention facilities. Yeah. I love how there's like never then the comparison of that to then like concentration camps, well then you'll hear continuously of like, oh well the US has the largest prison population in the entire world, bigger than that of Stalin's gulag system, but it's actually insert something happening into another country that's the real problem in the world. Or then it's the sense that then it's like, well yeah, the refugee crisis, that's a thing, but like what about like what China's doing? It's like, just shut the fuck up. Like the European Union is literally doing just an incredibly nothing will compare to like genocide of the Holocaust, of course not. But you cannot look at this like fairly, like whether it be the ICE detention facilities, whether it be then the refugee facilities as well throughout them, and not look at that as an entirely racialized, I hate to use these postmodern terms like a necropolitical sphere of existence. Of you are there to die. Yeah. You are literally there because nobody fucking wants you, and none of these liberal, democratic, beautiful countries that then apparently are like, the bastion of democracy on the hill that apparently exists. None of them are coming to save you. You are there. You are going to fucking be burned alive, literally in some cases, in these fucking camps. Mm-hmm. And no one then just like sort of just comes out and calls it, there's the speculation of then like, genocide that China's doing, That is an issue in itself, of course, but there's always like the knee-jerk reaction of every American or every lib of being like not wanting to just call it for what it is to his face. Yeah. Like it is orchestrated genocide. It doesn't have to be then like the fucking Holocaust. It doesn't have to fucking be like a spooky country like China or like the Gulag system or whatever. It's happening like right in front of you, and you don't want to notice it for what it is. And the fact that you don't notice it for what it is literally then could explain to yourself of like how the fucking Holocaust happened, of like, oh, how did the Germans ignore, how did they ignore concentration camps when they were right in their fucking backyard? Yeah. They were reported about by international media and they were praised.
Yeah. And that's very important to mention. If this, like a bad thing like this happens, it doesn't matter under which government or which system it happens. It's a bad thing that happens. Yeah. And that's just what it is. And it doesn't you can't outweigh it. You can't outweigh the experience or the inhumane treatment of these people like by saying, oh, but look, we have these kind of things in Europe or something like that. You can't make it better just by saying, oh, look, but normally this is we have democratic elections or something like that. I mean, that doesn't help people in Moria.
It is almost like these, I don't know, because I feel like I'm like EU flag emoji Twitter whisperer, I can speak to these people.
Is it because of previously in Europe?
I ran in these circles. Let's not go into how or why. But it is like it's a situation where you just really need to decouple like the good things about the European Union. The things they do talk about are nice. Erasmus is nice. Having friends from other countries is nice. Being able to this is the only project in the world that has actually kind of like in some capacity taken down national borders between other countries. That is nice. It's just you need to decouple that from the idea of Europe, or that this is the limit of niceness and we couldn't possibly go further. And you can't and you can't bring that as an argument when something like that happens. No. This has nothing to do with that. It's still like treating people like shit. You can still meet Maria from Portugal like on your college gap year. It's fine. You don't have to murder a bunch of refugees to do that. It's an amazing thought almost that those two things are possible. That you could meet a Portuguese person and not turn the Mediterranean into a graveyard. We'll find a link and put it in the description for something nice you can do regarding the situation. We don't have it right now to shout it out, but look through the show notes. There'll be one for the Debenhams protest. There will be one for the Moria situation.
I actually do have a shout out.
Oh, cool. Okay. Excellent. There we go.
Pull up my calendar.
Oh. Jesus. Look at Nick organized here over here with a calendar. Ooh. Fancy. I'm sorry. I thought we had fun at the beginning, but we did hit you with a downer at the end, and it did turn into an interesting conversation about the nature of liberalism and the European project and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We had some laughs. We had some not laughs.
Just remember Vucic's funny face.
You have to put that video in the.
I will.
This is for our listeners in Berlin mostly, or our German-speaking listeners.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna just keep announcing this every week until it happens.
Oh, okay.
So
what are we trying to do?
On October 22nd in Neukölln in Wipperstraße at like Die Linke's little fun office. I'm gonna be talking about the United States.
Oh yeah.
About U.S. politics. About the election, about what then the sphere, like what does the left look like in the U.S. right now in 2020? It's all in German. I have not planned any of this out yet because I kind of can't at the moment because...
Still have time.
Do you want me to go through the verbs with you?
Yes, thank you. So for I don't know the exact address, but it's like if you just type in like Die Linke Neukölln and then Wipperstraße, Wippe.
It's really close to the SU.
Yeah,
Neukölln.
SU Neukölln. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna be doing a talk there on the 22nd. I don't quite know exactly what I'll be talking about yet. It is at 7 p.m. or 19 Uhr for all of our German listeners. My other Späti friends, aside from Kieran, may help out. I don't know yet. Either so far, it's just me.
I'll be sitting in the corner going woo at points that I feel like is appropriate.
Yeah.
When there's a lull in your like speaking pattern, I'll be like woo.
Thank you. It's just a small like kind of event thing though. But you'll get to hang out with me and watch me speak in German, which is not very often.
I've been to Die Linke talks. They're good. They're interesting.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be leading it.
Nice.
And you can ask me dumb questions. So.
Yes, man in the front. You claim to be American, but you spoke in German the whole time.
Ha!
I've caught you out, sir.
My calendar tells me it's in 41 days. So
nice.
I got 41 days to prepare this shit.
39 days when you're listening to this.
Exactly.
Yeah. I guess the only other shout out we should say is to Kieran, who might not be back for a while.
Oh yeah, Kieran's not going to be on the show for quite some time.
We fired him.
Yeah, we fired him.
No.
We're replacing him with a cooler, more...
We canceled him for hurting the environment.
Yeah.
Imminently.
No. We're eco-fasc now. He's reproduced, therefore he is our enemy. I've been replaced by a cool Welsh guy.
But we've also replaced you with like for some reason you're just a 90s cartoon now who just says like cowabunga all the time for some reason.
Nice. I'm Poochie.
Exactly. Where's Poochie?
Where is Poochie? So I think with all that being said...
Wait, it's clear that Kieran's about to become a father, so he won't be on the show.
For all the haters out there, I have had sex.
Ew! Once.
Please, Yulia is right. Please don't visualize it. I am functionally asexual. So... With all that said, that's been another Corner
Kieran's
Späti.
a good Catholic man, only having sex for they can have one child and that's it.
One child is not good Catholic.
Catholics don't, yeah.
No, of course not. 8 children. No,
8 children.
no,
All
no,
the
no,
purebred Italian.
Ideally 8 tuplets, so then you only have sex once. That's the most efficient.
Just one time to the hospital, yeah.
Kieran's octomom.
High true shooting percentage.
I'm going to say this now because I feel like everyone will forget to say it in our absence. Our theme song is New Dawn by Melty Brain.
Yes.
You should check them out. They're working on a new album at the moment.
It's called Golden Dawn.
No, God damn it.
New Dawn. This time it's golden.
And with that, ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye.